Hey everyone, it's Glenn with RocketCityHomes.com. Hope you are doing well. Well, there's been a lot of activity in the real estate market and in the mortgage industry. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with mortgage rates today. You can see that over the last 52 weeks, we are finally almost at the lows in the last 52 weeks. So the 30-year fixed is sitting at 6.52. The 15-year fixed is 5.63. The 30-year jumbo is currently at 6.45. The 7/6 ARM is 6.17. The 30-year FHA is 5.70, and then the 30-year VA 5.72. Again, you can see for the last 52 weeks, we're just about at the bottom, and that's good news. Finally, hopefully, we'll see a Fed decrease the rate just a little bit, and we'll get even lower rates on where we need to be. Taking a look at our market stats, we always just take a look at Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur. Those are basically, Huntsville's the main city, and then those other three kind of surround, are a little bit smaller, kind of by size actually is the way we do it. And what we're going to be looking for is, we're going to change that to single family homes. Right now, though, the average single family home from a year ago, Huntsville, you're at 384,925, which is an increase of 9.2% compared to last year. Madison's at 453,823, which is a 10% increase from last year. Athens, 356,485, which is down just a little bit, down 2.9 compared to a year ago. And then Decatur's up 1.6, currently sitting at 294,532. So you can see by this chart kind of throughout the year, we've had some ebb and flows, some increases and decreases. And, it's slowly just kind of continuing to steady steady. It's not like it was a couple years ago where it was just up, 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 and up. That's not where we're at. New listings. Huntsville, you have 281 new listings in the last month. That's down 8.5% compared to a year ago. Madison, 192, up 11%, 11.6. Athens, you're at 161, which is an increase of 17.5 compared to a year ago. A lot of growth over in Athens. Again, we've talked about it a couple times. This is an area that they're just it's kind of like the next big area that they seem to be revitalizing. That doesn't mean they're still not doing a ton of work in Huntsville. Madison's got a lot going on, and Decatur is starting to, you're seeing some different signage. You're hearing about different programs that are starting up over in Decatur for some of their revitalization. Total number of homes for sale. So this is going to be one of those interesting charts. This is one of the first signs of really what's kind of going on. Huntsville, there's currently 733 homes for sale, 42% increase compared to a year ago. Madison, there's 510, 45% increase compared to a year ago, 45.7. Athens, 484, 34.8, and 208 in Decatur, which is a 50.7% increase. There's a lot more homes on the market. And just by logic, you're going to say, hey, if there's a lot more homes, obviously buyers have a lot more options. Sellers are going to have to kind of dial some of this stuff back. And so one of the areas we're going to look at is days on market. This is a crazy chart, just the up and downs. But the overall feel is that when we look at Huntsville, it's averaging 33 days home is averaging 33 days on the market, which is a 37% increase compared to last year. Madison, 42 days. That's a 110% increase compared to a year ago. Athens, 22.2% increase, there's 44. Decatur, 105% increase which is a 39% increase. Homes are staying on the market longer. No question about it. If you price your home correctly, it's still going relatively quickly. But this is not that crazy seller's market the way it used to be. Still not bad for sellers, but it's just definitely not as crazy as it was. Looking at our month of supply, if no more homes came on the market at the current purchase rate, how many months would it take, to get all those homes under contract? Huntsville, 3.4. That's a 41% increase compared to last year. Madison, 4.1. 41% increase compared to last year. Athens, 4.7 months, 14.6, and Decatur at 3.9, which is a 44.4%. These numbers continue to trend upwards, and I'm sure they will continue to trend upward for a while. These numbers, I think, are a little misleading. I think some homes are staying on the market longer. I know this is just average, but it still feels like this is a little bit behind in that things are staying on the market longer than they have been for sure. More homes on the market, They're staying on the market longer. The prices, yes, they're increasing, but they're not increasing as quickly as they were. And then if we look at this last one, we'll talk about price per square foot. And this is kind of an interesting one. So in Huntsville, 167 a square foot. That's down a half 0.6 of 1%. Madison, you're up 3.5 to where you were last year. 165 in Athens, which is down 0.6. Decatur, though, you're at the 0.8. So again, Athens and Decatur, I'm kind of surprised that Athens is actually lower like that. But you can see kind of the overall trend. Things are much more mellow. Places are having to drop prices per square foot. There's so much building going on here. There's so many apartments going on. I'm not a huge fan of as so many apartments we have, because we have so many that have a lot of vacancy rates, and they're still building more and more. And some of them are very expensive apartments. So as rates decrease, I think we're going to have to see the apartment rates go down, monthly rates, and we're going to start seeing more people get back into the market to purchase homes. You know, almost within the last year, we were almost at 8% for conventional. So to be down at like a 5.5%, somewhere getting close to that, that's a huge difference on a mortgage payment. So that's kind of where we're at right now. If you have any questions, or if you're thinking about moving to the Huntsville area, please don't hesitate to reach out. My wife Jodi and I would be more than happy to help out. Hope you have a great day, and look forward to talking to you next time.